If this dollar fell and went below over here, oh boy, I mean, that would be hella bullish. That is more parabolic upside. I'm not even betting on that, but if that happens, wow, I'm going to be just get assets both hands. And it would sort of make sense here. You see where the dollar is meeting at this resistance. This 100 level has been a resistance level for 10 years now. And then all these different wave levels and volume weighted average price, these are all levels here where it's resistance. So it makes sense that it'd be hard for the dollar to go through there and come back down over here.
Does our friend too slow, too late, Jerome Powell factor into this at all?
High Priest Jerome Powell, may he reign forever, is not cutting rates. He should be cutting rates. By their own definition, they should be cutting rates. They even say we would be cutting rates, but for Papa Trump. This is a problem because this can cause a crisis. In fact, as we're talking about the week coming up, this is the thing that is worrying me the most, and that is the dollar. The dollar, mon frere, is the opposite of all bets. Anytime anyone is holding an asset, it means they have sold dollars in order to get it, ultimately, right? They've sold currency in order to have this asset. So whenever the dollar is going down, it means people are selling the dollar to buy other assets. And when the dollar is going up, people are selling the assets in order to get dollars. Why would they win dollars? Well, it's because the only reason they have the asset, other than using the asset, like a home or something like that, which really is a liability, when they have stocks or assets or investments or whatever, they're doing that in order to have a promise of dollars in the future, right? The person set up a business, the person is taking out a loan, the person is buying stocks or whatever it is because they want to have that money in the future, those dollars in the future. Right. If they worry they won't be able to, then they sell the asset to get the dollars now. If they think that the $50,000 investment they're putting in this thing will yield them less than $50,000 in the future, they must sell that asset now, because why would they hold on to it and get less dollars in the future? The only reason they got it was to have more dollars in the future. So you see the dollar go up when people are selling assets for dollars. There's no such thing as selling asset and then the currency not moving. Like, that's not how it works. It's the other side of the trade. So we've had this drop down of the dollar since the beginning of 2025, basically since Trump became president, which same thing happened in 2017. Raoul Powell over in Real Vision has a whole series on this, talking about, hey, we're sort of like repeating the cycle of what happened with Trump last time, and it made sense. We have the dollar that goes down. And with this dollar going down, we've had this bull run. I mean, we've had a bull run in crypto since 2023, October 2023, but it's helped with that. We've seen all-time highs in the NASDAQ, all-time highs in gold, all-time highs in the SPY, and then, you know, some single stock names, NVIDIA, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, all that sort of thing. But the dollar bounced here at the 96.5 level, 96, yeah, let's call it 96. And since this bounce up, it's correlated with the low in the pressure, the downward pressure, the selling pressure on Bitcoin. Let me just add Bitcoin over here so you can see. So you see over here with Bitcoin falling over here, it coincides exactly with this over here. All right. So if the dollar keeps moving up, there's almost no real way where we're going to get the blow off in Bitcoin.
And that's because of the rates not being cut.
Well, the rates not being cut isn't helping us. All right. So the whole point of the cutting of the rates, the idea of it, is that it would release liquidity, because you make it less likely for people to save money because they could make more money inside of the markets. Sort of like a mob mafia thing, right? Some guy comes in and goes, look, I know you've been comfortable getting 3% interest rates here, but we're gonna have to take that down to 0. But sir, how am I gonna make money for my children? Well, It's nice, some nice gold you got going on over there. You probably want to sell that money and put it in the market. Market's going to give you some return. Well, the market's volatile and I'm not sure it's worth it. What if it goes down? Well, what's for sure going to go down is the value of your assets and your money. I'll let you put it in there. So I'm going to need you to go ahead and do that.
Okay.
So the lowering of the interest rate to bring it down to zero sort of forces money that has a cost in and of itself, right? The money, the currency is losing value anyway. And so people go, well, I have to go buy assets now in order to get some sort of yield. And I need liquid assets. And so the most liquid asset is Bitcoin. Most liquid, highest performing. And so you go, okay, people go in stocks, people will go in bonds, and people will go into crypto and a bunch of real estate, all that. So it's supposed to release money in the system. Granted, long term, it's actually pretty terrible and transfers money from the poor to the rich. But hey, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
That's the game we're in right now.
That's the game.
Just make sure you're the one who gets the money, and then you get into power, and you go do something different. You go do it. You get into power and do something completely different, and make the system so much better for the poor. You do it. No, honestly, please, someone do it, please. Someone take it to mental. All right. So if this dollar, right now, we're still in this downtrend for the dollar. If the dollar breaks above 101.7, when I say the dollar, I mean the Dixie. In fact, I should even change this to the Dixie so you guys can see it a little bit better. Oh, no, I can't. Never mind. I have to do it this way. Let's call it around, it'll be around let's call it 102. Let's call it around 102. If the dollar breaks above there, then we're breaking into potentially bullish territory for the dollar. And then you're going to see the conversation with Tom just completely change, totally different.
Oh, ominous.
Sacred Prophet will still be on the side of the Holy Global Empire, but Tom will be pretty scared. So we have here, it's very clear that our trend indicator on the dollar, I don't know if you can see how clear this is, Peter. You know, red, 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 yellow, green, 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 yellow, a red, 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 and then yellow. Dun, dun, dun. That means bullishness is potentially likely. Now you can get these yellow phases that happen as a short-term trends. Like here it's red, then a little bit yellow, then back to red, and it does happen sometimes where you have red, 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 yellow. It turns green for a little bit and then back to yellow, red, red. It goes even lower. So you can still have that. Same thing with the green. It could turn yellow temporarily. So just because it's yellow right now doesn't mean it's going to turn green, but it can only ever turn green after a yellow. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this inside of my indicators. You've never seen the trend indicator go from green to red or red to green. It always goes through a yellow phase. So we're in our yellow phase right now. And where did we see the dollar go up? Exactly the top of the levels. These levels here, these boxes, it's not for nothing. It's not some mystery. It's exactly this level. That's where it went. And where did the price of the dollar turn around? Exactly at that level. So it lends itself to the idea that the dollar is going to continue its downward trend. It does lend itself to that idea. Now, I think the dollar could only go down so far. So if it comes down at all, it'll be like towards here towards this 90, 96, 97 range. And if it broke below that, I mean, I'd be flabbergasted. If we broke below, let me just go back to the daily dollar over here. If this dollar fell and went below over here, oh boy, I mean, that would be hella bullish. That is more parabolic upside. I'm not even betting on that, but if that happens, wow, I'm going to be just get assets both hands. And it would sort of make sense here. You see where the dollar is meeting at this resistance. This 100 level has been a resistance level for 10 years now. And then all these different wave levels and volume weighted average price, these are all levels here where it's resistance. So it makes sense that it'd be hard for the dollar to go through there and come back down over here. I mean, just think of it. The dollar, in order to get it below this 100 level, had to bounce once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6 times in order to get down below there over 10 years. Well, not over 10 years, over several years, right? And during COVID, it tried to break above this 100 level and completely reversed, didn't even make it. So that's sort of like where we are now. It's trying to go up underneath over here, but chances are this is what will happen. The dollar's going to go down. Know what I mean? Because the central banks want the dollar to go down. I'm not sure that's clear for everybody. Nobody wants the dollar to go up. Everybody wants the dollar to go down. Fiscal, monetary, other countries, everybody wants to go down. And so if everyone makes a lot more money going down, dollars to britches, it's going down. That's what I would bet on. That's why I think the bull market is still well in force for crypto. And then we had the whole thing about we're not even in the full-fledged altcoin season yet, right? Most altcoins aren't above their all-time highs. I'm not even talking about like the meme coins and the new launches. I'm talking about OG top 10. They're not even at, most of them, above all-time highs. They started moving up, but we're not even there yet. So we're not even in the hype phase. We don't have the large leverage longs where none of the signs are pointing that it's the top of the cycle. None of them. So cool your jets. Take a breath. Let's look to our shorts and hope that they give us as many of their dollars in shorts as possible. And let's enjoy this ride up for the next week. Guys, I'm here to help you make money and enjoy yourself doing it. And for that, I need your help. Click like and subscribe in order to help this channel, and share it with anybody else that you would like to see prosper. If you hate your family and friends, don't share it. But if you love them, share it. I'm going to put that on the t-shirt.
Yeah, please do.